What is going on, everybody? I am, you see me now? I am checking transfer case oil right now on the 32. I just pulled a sample on the hydraulic oil. It actually popped up on our screen to change the oil, and I called Pooch and they said to check it. So we got this nice little kit. And that will draw the oil straight out of the tank. It worked really well on the hydraulic. So I got the plug loosened right now on the transfer. And fixing to check it. So we went through our local oil dealer. So we've got a Petroleum Technologies group, and it is the oil sample kit. You open it up, you get this nice little bottle, and a sheet. And we also got hose. So I'm going to cut that just a little bit, and I want to crawl under the truck here and take a sample. Let me show you how this works. Pretty cool, really. So I'm going to cut a little short piece right here. Little short one. We take the top on this, unscrew it. We're going to go just enough to where it pokes through right there. And then tighten that back up. Then you take the bottle, screw it on the bottom. All I'm going to do is stick this in the transfer spot, and right here is kind of the suction, I guess, but you pull it back, the oil is going to suck through there, fill up the bottle, good to go. It's pretty easy. So let's go into the truck and take the sample. Okay, we are under the truck, and so what we got going on here, there's a little bit of oil coming up because I did just loosen this plug. This is the oil check plug for the transfer. This is the drain plug. So what we're going to do is take out that check plug and put this little hose end right in there and suck it out. And let me show you how this works here. I'm going to try and get this up close. Works about as slick as socks on a rooster because it's pretty slick. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna move you down here a little. Okay, now this is upside down to me. I think I can rotate this in the my post edit, I think. But anyway, here we go. Pull out this plug. It's gonna be a little bit come out. Shove that down in there. See that or not, but look at that. Draws it out of there just pretty. And they say to get about 3/4 of the bottle full. So we will send that off, and to stop that flow you just pull that little plug right there. That creates the vacuum. So that was it. Get that back out. Set that to the side. Put the plug back in. And snug it up and fill this information out. And I'm gonna run up to the post office and drop off 2 samples. Hope everybody's been doing good. We've been really busy here lately. Today we've had a couple cancellations because of the weather. It's kind of raining out, but I think we've had about the rainiest spring I think we've had in several years. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna wipe this oil off here that ran down and fill out this paperwork. And we're gonna go from there. Okay, I've got the sample. Should be enough in there. Just have to loosen this little top. If I can get it loose. Pull out that. Snug it back up, whatever you want to do. Take off the bottle. Alright, I'm ready to fill the paperwork out. And it asks the basic questions, typical. Company name, what truck, did you add any oil, is it a fluid change or just checking it, new or rebuilt. It's got different types here: hydraulic, industrial, construction, tractor, metalworking, gear, compressor, turbine, other. Got lots of little stuff. I don't know if that would zoom in enough to really see it. Fill this out. Put it in the bag and ship it off. And so I got in the book. My camera didn't flip. There it goes. So I got it in the book and was checking so I know exactly which oil it required, which they say that. So I'm assuming that is what is in this truck from the factory. I'm going to write that down on the sheet and see what happens whenever it comes back. If it comes back bad, we'll change out the oil. If not, we'll keep running. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load this up into the little bottle, and later I am going to fill this out in our app, which we are trying out. It's the Drivo. I don't know how it's actually said. It's DRIVVO, and we've been kind of playing around with that, trying to log our oil changes and maintenance on the trucks so that we can all work together and keep that stuff logged. I will do a screen record here right quick on how we do it, or trying to do it. I'm curious what your maintenance book or log is like. Usually we just keep them on a paper. Kind of thought it'd be a little bit easier possibly to keep it in the phone, and if anybody has any questions we can print it right out at the office and get all the information, you know, that they may need. However, right now I gotta wait for the post office to open because they've got kind of limited times up there. Should be any minute. And I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this oil off the bottom, put a little oil dry on the ground, and clean up here. So anyway, also let me go upstairs here and let me flip you around. Let me go upstairs. I was trying a new clean out bag. Some of you may have seen, and I posted that on one of the concrete pump sites, and it didn't work out too good for me, or us. It was Dustin and I. So it was the Enviro sack, I believe. Put this camera out here. So I believe, yeah, the Enviro sack washout bag. So we tried it yesterday, and I'll put a picture in there of what happened. But anyway, the hole just wouldn't really go under the hopper. It's a great idea, excellent idea. But yeah, so I'll put a picture in there of what happened. We got maybe half the hopper in there and the rest of it on top. So if you all have any suggestions or recommendations on clean out bags, let me know. Because there are times that we do need. Wowzers. So that's a 60-pound magnet on this camera I got, and I got you stuck to the furnace. Wow. Look at that. So, every now and then we're on a job where we do need to clean up in a bag. They usually bring us a little swimming pool, which is a kind of a joke, unless you're using a trailer. But anyway, let me know down in the comments what you all recommend on clean out boxes, and I'm going to look into that. So in the meantime, I'm going to clean this oil up, put a few tools away, and run up to the post office. So I'll see you all here in just one other thing I'd like to add. I did last week. It just made me think of it here while I was checking the greaser on the Saney. I just noticed this actually. So you get that cap off. I know this one's pretty low, so I'll fill it up. But I just noticed a little bit of daylight down in there. And that does have a sight glass on that greaser. I did not think it had that, but that is 00 grease. We run in that. It says summer grease, 00, winter, triple. Now, we're not going to run triple because it doesn't get cold enough around here, and these are shop kept. But so I did turn the greaser up on the 38, which is the old Lincoln style, and I cranked it up because grease is cheap, and I'm sure you're like us, you all don't like changing seals a lot or bearings. I just filled this up the other day too, but now it's actually greasing every 4 minutes for 2 minutes. So it's off for 4 minutes, greases for 2, and then off again for 4, greases another 2. So been a lot of grease coming through this truck, which I do like to see. The bearing right in there, you can kind of see is really nice. If I open it up right now, I've got grease around everything. This Saney's grease every single stroke that these trucks make. So they do eat up a lot of grease. And if you say, man, that's a lot of tubes, we don't go by the tubes. We've got a keg of grease. We hook it up to our airline and pump it in there very quickly with our nozzle there. So if you do go through a lot of grease, you might check into one of those on your greasers. They come in handy for us. So There we go. Definitely takes a little while, but way easier than messing with a bunch of tubes. And you can also take this, they say a lot of people, since this grease is so light, people actually scoop into it and just dip it in, so you can also go that route. Here, I'll show you how light this is. This stuff is really, really thin. So there is your 00 grease. That's how thin that grease is. The 000 is a lot thinner than that apparently. But there you go. That's what this truck calls for, because it strokes every single time, or greases every single time it strokes. Lots of grease. Okay, got that greaser topped off, and what we are using in that particular greaser is the Mobil grease. That is the lithium based 00. And what we used to run in the 38 was, I don't have any sitting here on the shelf yeah I do, right here, is we used to run the Schaefer's 229 Ultra Red, but this is a moly grease, and we did occasionally have problems with like the grease ports wanting to clog, and we were not aware of it, but they said that yes, moly grease can do that. So I'm currently using the number 2 Mystic. I like the way it's kind of stringy. We do have the Mobil up here also. I'm going to fill this here right quick here since I got a little bit of time, but I just put a new cartridge in this greaser, so let's hope that it's still full. I don't have much to put in here. I'm just gonna top it off since got a little time. We got lucky on these greasers. I'm not sure they all have it or if they work, but there's a little port right there. And if you've got a good end on your grease gun and a good port, it will fill up for you with no problems. Top this off and be ready for next week. Alright guys, that's it for today. And one of these days we're going to whip out that Google Calendar and check that out. But just got done changing out the air dryer on the 38. It went south on me yesterday, so the truck wouldn't build air. So anyway, that's fixed, and I'm fixing to head out the door. So y'all have a good weekend, and thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and be sure and share it with your friends. So hope you all enjoyed it, and like I say, have a good weekend, and see you all on the next one.